Zalet Shvat is the yahrzeit of the Baba Sali. And today, I believe I'm not sure if it's 39 or 40 years from the passing of the Baba Sali. The Baba Sali passed away at the age, I think it was 94. And there is so many stories about the Baba Sali that, every single person that was in any type of contact with the Baba Sali saw miracles. You went to visit him, you saw miracles. Nisim v'niflaot. Interesting. Let's go and try out. You see? So imagine who was the Baba Sali. But I want to tell you something. Before we speak a little bit about some muftim and some nisim, I want to tell you that a lot of people, they get stick into the miracles that he did, but they forgot two main things that the Baba Sali had. Number one, he was a huge Talmid Chacham. Even before he moved to Eretz Israel from Morocco, he was Av Bedin, he was a Dayan, the head of the Dayanim. And even though at that time there were lions over there, there were Mamash Talmidei Chachamim Muflagim, yet the Baba Sali, at his young age, he was already above and beyond. I just heard now, I was leaving the minyan, and I speak to somebody over here, and he tells me, my grandfather was living in Morocco, and he knew the Baba Sali. They both took a plane from Morocco to France. Then from France, the Baba Sali did Aliyah to Eretz Israel. But before he did that move to Eretz Israel, he was planning to stay in France for a couple of months. When he saw this Yehudi coming with him on the plane, he begged him, please stay with me in France. I need a havruta. And they were sitting down for 3 months, learning every single day for hours after Netzach Hama. Baba Sali was Gaon in Torah. Gaon. That's one thing. But there is a second thing that we have to know. My dear friends, people that have power of Nisim doesn't come for free. It must come throughout an effort. And the effort that the Baba Sali had was the prishut. The prishut and the humrah that he was taking upon himself. In halakha, there is many, many, many ways to be lenient. Many ways. And it's good, because many times we have people that they want to know the flat halakha. Tell me, mutar or asur? The halakha will be many times mutar. There is a room to be mahmid upon yourself. Of course there is a room. Chacham Mordechai Eliyahu, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, that he was the chief rabbi of Israel. He was very close to the Baba Sali. He was actually his closest student. His closest student of the Baba Sali. Chacham Mordechai Eliyahu, he used to say that a Jew should be Yehudi lechatechila. Whenever you're a Jew, you should try to be the top quality of a Jew. Which means that many, many times, that yes, there are leniencies over here, leniencies over there. But whenever you're capable, you should elevate yourself a little bit more. You should try to do a little bit above your obligation. Very good. Interesting that according to, so that was the way of the Baba Sali. There is one famous story. I'll tell you that just to show how much he was mahmid upon himself. The Baba Sali, whoever saw you the pictures, by the way, of the Baba Sali, you always see a very skinny man. Very skinny. The amount of fasts that he used to do was crazy. Crazy. Some are saying that certain moments he was fasting the whole entire week. The whole entire week. And he was eating from Shabbat to Shabbat. Some are saying like that. But he was in a different level. But very interesting, they called him up one time in Morocco to build up a mikveh for ladies. It's a well-known story. I think this the story was said by Rabbi Mugrabi. Rabbi Mugrabi, right? He was the grandson, I believe, or he was very close to him. I don't know exactly the connection. I do know that in that city they were looking for a mikveh, and the Baba Sali made the mikveh according to all the humrot and everything. They ended up, and Baruch Hashem, they were waiting for rain. Baruch Hashem, it rained. When it rained, there was a Talmid Chacham over there, and he was looking at the mikveh, and he realized that the mikveh, it's kasher, it's good. But according to one opinion in the poskim, he was holding a certain humrah that you have to put in the mikveh, and according to that opinion, that mikveh didn't have this type of humrah. When the Baba Sani heard that, immediately he asked, empty the mikveh. We have to remove all the water from the mikveh, and we have to do it according to all the opinions. So they told the rabbi before emptying the mikveh, they said, Rabbi, if now we're going to empty up the mikveh, now it's summertime. We'll have to wait until the winter. In the meantime, what's going to be with the ladies? They need a kosher mikveh. The rabbi said, I understand, but I cannot allow myself to make a mikveh that it's not 100% according to all the opinions. Empty up the mikveh. And Rabbi Mugrabi says, there was a bunch of people. Everybody emptied up the mikveh. The day was a hot day. Not one cloud. After they emptied up the mikveh, they dried well, and they fixed whatever they had to fix. The Baba Sadi came, and he started to pray. He prayed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, simple words, Borei Olam, I did in the merit of this posek, the Humrah. I'm asking from the posek. I don't remember which posek it was. I'm asking from him. We did your Humrah. Now it's your turn to give us rain. To tell Borei Olam to bring down rain. He said, not 5 minutes passed. And the whole entire place got full of clouds. It filled up the whole entire board of mikveh. Unbelievable. Which means the kedusha that the Baba Sali had was not magics. The kedusha that the Baba Sali had is according to your efforts and according to your kedusha. More you're adding in your kedusha, more power a person has. The Chafetz Chaim brings down, and he says something unbelievable, and it's scary. I think I mentioned to you this Chafetz Chaim various times. He says, whenever a person speaks Lashon Hara, so a person is making his mouth dirty. By making the mouth dirty, so any dvar kedusha that he will take out from his mouth, any dvar kedusha, okay, it will get dirty by this same Lashon Hara that you spoke, and therefore he loses his power. Says the Chafetz Chaim, what's the only way to get your tefillot and your berachot fulfilled? Whenever a person is guarding his mouth to speak in a proper way. There was a time, there was a yeshuv in Eretz Israel that they had a tragedy. What was the tragedy? 4 people in their small yeshuv passed away in an early age. What was the early age? Early age was in their 70s. So they were worried. Said, by Rahman al-Islam, there is any gezerah on the kahal in this yeshuv. So the zekenim of the shul with the rabbi decided to do a tikkun, special tikkun, 1 day of fast, and to take a goat or a sheep, I don't know what, and to do shahita at the entrance of the yeshuv, and to do a whole whole tikkun. Before they decided to take action, they said to themselves, before we do it, let's go to the Baba Sali. We'll ask him if that's correct. The Baba Sali heard the story, heard the situation, he heard the plan, and he heard that they wanted to do shahita to the goat. So the Baba Sali tells to them, Rabotai, leave the goat alone. Don't do any shahita to the goat. You have to do a shahita to your tongues. You gotta cut your tongue because of all the lashon going on in the yeshuv. And you should know that that's the reason of the gezerah. Unbelievable. How much a person has to know that the varim shebi kedusha. If you want to have the kedusha coming up to you, you have to act accordingly. You cannot expect that you will get into, connection with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, siyata dishmaya, ashgaha peratit, if we're not acting properly. So I tell you, it says that Moshe Rabbeinu, he got to Paro together with Aaron. Aaron achicha yeni v'yecha. Says HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Moshe, Aaron is going to be your right hand. Listen to this. אתה תדבר את כל אשר אצווך, ואהרון אחיך יהיה נביאך. Which means you have to speak whatever I tell you to say, and then Aaron is going to be the metargem. He's going to explain it. Say Chazal, when Moshe Rabbeinu was speaking, he was not speaking quietly, he was talking to Paro. Why Paro need also Aaron HaKohen? He already hears it directly from Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was Borei Olam talking from his mouth. Why Paro needs Aaron HaKohen to translate? Translate what? It's not enough clear? There are very many explanations. One of the explanations is that really Moshe Rabbeinu was saying the Dvar Hashem one time. One time. But Paro needed to explain a little bit more, to talk to his heart, to get into his feelings. Aaron, he was the one who was repeating the things and he was arranging it in a political way, nice words, easy to accept, easy to hear. That was the job of Aaron HaKohen. That's one explanation. But Rabotai, b'siyata dishmaya, I think that there is a second explanation. The second explanation is that Paro was a Rasha Merusha. Paro, his level of Tum'ah was a disaster. How can somebody with such a level of Tum'ah can even hear words of Kedusha that comes from Borei Olam? It's impossible. You cannot even get close. Those are two different, like in the radio, you're in one canal, it's two different, there is no connection. Therefore, the words of Moshe Rabbeinu were directly the words of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Paro couldn't listen to it. It was not even in the same tune, in the same line. Channel. We needed Aaron HaKohen to low down the channel to the lowest level of Paro, to make him hear. And we see from here something amazing. You want to be able to hear Kivyachol, the voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you got to be in the same channel. What are you listening? What are you hearing? What are you talking? How you are acting? What are you looking? Every single time that you act properly, you're getting closer to the channel of HaKadosh Baruch Hu directly. At the moment that you don't guard yourself properly, you're totally in a different game, totally in a different channel, and then, bar minah, there is no connection. So Yehi Ratzon that the zechut of the Baba Sali ya'amod lanu ulchol am Yisrael, and we should have only besorot tovot. We should have protection, especially coming from Eretz HaKodesh, and geula shlema b'mena b'yameinu amen. Rabbi Hananiah ben Akashia omer, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיך